Hello, my name is Kate, and this is Castle Tutelage, your home defense network. We are expanding on weapons mounted light and what they're actually good for as far as a civilian defense kind of a scenario. Last week we went over CCW, where you're out in public, where you can't use the light on the weapon to look to see what's going on. You only can take the weapon out of your holster when you have an immediate threat of death or great bodily harm, and you've covered up to all five of the pillars: innocence, imminence, proportionality, avoidance, reasonableness. So you can't be looking around going, oh, where is the deadly threat? Where is the deadly threat? Okay? The gun can only be out of its holster when you've already identified a deadly threat, which means the light has no use. All right. Now we're going to go into the home scenario. In a home invasion robbery, you will almost always be invading your home with quick and overwhelming force between 2 and 5 people. Okay. They're just going to flood your home willy-nilly. Okay. You're going to need to learn the 4 general types of home invasion robberies. The first one is that late night bump in the night. It really doesn't happen that often. The second one is they're currently trying to break through a door or window. The third one is you or a family member answer the door, ding dong, and you open the door and they flood you with quick and overwhelming force. The fourth one, in general scenario, is some kind of outside scenario. You're doing yard work, they come up to you and they ask you if you need any work, or they followed you home from an ATM, that kind of scenario. Or if you are well known, they'll wait for you at a garage and wait for you to come home, or you walk into them. Okay, those are going to be the 4 general home invasion scenarios. Typically, what most people talk about is that late night bump in the night. It doesn't happen that often, where you get your weapons mounted light and you tromp around the home like Elmer Fudd looking for the rabbit. Okay. In the grand scheme of things, I wouldn't do it. There are better tactics for what needs to happen. Again, are you as a single individual going to go up against up to 2 to 5 people storming your home with quick and overwhelming force? So hunting through the home is probably not a very good idea. In fact, a lot of people say, and Masada Ayub, Rob Pincus, and others, that defending a choke point like a hallway door frame or staircase, defending a specific area, is going to be more beneficial for you than tromping around your home like Elmer Fudd. Now, there's going to be a different caveat. If your kid's on the other side of the house, or if you have an elderly grandparent, that kind of thing, you're going to have to go to them. Going to them isn't tromping around the home. But if you stay right there, let's just say no kids were in the house, are you going to go tromping around the home? No, there are other tools that will be beneficial for you if you have to go tromping around the home. There is Z-Wave technology, X10 technology, where press one button, will turn on all the lights in the house or flash all the lights in the house, okay? If you do that, that's an added layer of saying, hey, I know you're in here, get the frick out, okay? And most of the people are going to get the heck out of Dodge. Me, I have a panic alarm. I have that X10 system. I will guarantee you, if I hear a bump in the night, I'm going to be hitting 2 buttons, the panic alarm and the X10 system. All the lights are going to go on the home. I'm going to, at that point, wait 10 minutes. If I don't hear anything else while the police are coming, I may go tromp around the home. I'm not exactly sure. But let me caution you guys who already called the police and they're coming to your home. If you are tromping around the home, they don't know who you are. They may see you tromping around the home with a gun through a window. And at that point, a cop is going to be outside looking through the window at you with a gun. Are you going to be putting yourself in that scenario? So a weapons mounted light inside the home, there is a better tactic in defending a choke point like a hallway, staircase, or door frame. There is better equipment like an X10 system or a Z-Wave system where you can turn a light on. So if you have to tromp around the home like Elmer Fudd, all the lights are going to be there. All right. You are not going to be surprising anybody tromping around the home like Elmer Fudd. They're going to hear you coming. They're going to see the light or whatever that is. So if you have already illuminated the home, if you already put on the siren, the alarm system, there are other things going there, and then all you have to do is bunker down behind concealment or um, um, I can't think of the other word right now. I'm too wound up for it. So when you come across weapon-mounted light, there's going to be a lot of bravado and tactical of having this thing on your gun. So if you are outside your home, as soon as you take that weapon out of your holster, you are breaking the law right there. You are using deadly force, because you can't use this weapons-mounted light without taking this thing on. I won't, I basically said, I won't even do the argument anymore where if you have this thing out and you're sweeping the room, you have to muzzle something that you're trying to identify. Are you going to be muzzling your 9-year-old daughter? Then you're going to have the people, well, then you can do the indirect light. Well, the problem with indirect light, where the indirect light is you're not pointing it anywhere where you want, you're going to be pointing it down and allowing that 600 lumen light go around. The problem with that is in a stressful situation where you are having an adrenaline dump, that causes shadows, and your eye is going to be diverted to movement of shadows. Your eye only recognizes movement. So if you have a bad guy who is just sitting behind a couch, but your shadows are creating all this movement, your eye is going to be going toward that movement, and it's going to be worse off for you. I'm not a big fan of weapons-mounted lights, okay? You can go have and play one and have the bravado and act like a tactical ninja, but I think everyone should go through low light training with a weapons-mounted light or having an offhand light. One thing I will say about, they're going to say, well, when you have a weapons-mounted light, you can turn it. When you have a weapons-mounted light, you can turn it on. You can shoot with both hands. Well, the fact within home distances, within 20-25 feet, there is very little difference between shooting with 2 hands and shooting with 1 hand. Okay, now that is going to be totally different if you have a 40-foot to 100-foot room where a 2-hand is going to be beneficial to you. But for a majority of us, if you have someone who's trying to make an argument saying that a weapon-mounted light inside the home is good because you can have 2 hands on the weapon when shooting, the evidence clearly says that you're going to be just as accurate within the smaller distances with 1 hand. Sorry. So again, let me break it down. Weapons-mounted light. There are better tactics than tromping around the home. There are better tools like the X10 system or the Z-Wave system. You just don't need a weapons-mounted light inside your home or outside a home, in my opinion. My name is Caden. This is Castle Tools, your home defense network. I hope this helped.